Welcome to Cooking by the Book at the Allegheny Highlands Regional Library. I'm Becky Scott, and I'm going to teach you today how to make quick pickles. Pickles are something that normally take quite a bit of time to make and some effort. These are basically in just a few hours, and they become pretty tasty in a hurry. You're going to start by washing your cucumbers, and you're going to slice them. You need 4 small cucumbers, and usually at the store they sell them in little packs of 4, and they're about 3 or 4 inches long and about 1 inch in diameter. And you need to wash them and slice them very thinly. The thinner you slice them, the better, the quicker they pickle and the better they taste, truthfully. So you have your cucumbers already sliced. In a pretty heavy bottom saucepan, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of vinegar, and to that you're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And if you don't like things sour, you can add more. 2 tablespoons seems to work for me, so you add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And you need a tablespoon of pickling spice. This is sold, this I buy at the Amish market, but you can actually make it and put it together. It's mostly mustard seed, cloves, a little bit of dill, I've forgotten what, cinnamon, that sort of thing. It's a whole lot easier just to buy it. And you need a tablespoon of the pickling spice. You need a teaspoon of salt. And I use pickling salt and canning salt just simply because I pickle and can. If you want to use regular salt, you're probably okay. But don't use any that has iodine in it. You shouldn't use iodine in pickles. Next you add chopped garlic. And since I didn't want to buy a whole clove of garlic for a whole head of garlic for 1 clove, I brought a 1/2 teaspoon of just dried garlic, and that's fine. It's probably not quite as tasty, but it's okay. And you add 1 bay leaf. You stir these well, and you're going to actually bring it to a boil, which doesn't usually take very long. And as you stir, the goal of stirring is to make sure that all of the sugar and the salt and the pickling spices are well mixed. By the time the mixture comes to a boil, right as it comes to a boil, the sugar will be dissolved and the salt will be dissolved. And so you turn off the burner at that point. And this is very potent. It makes me want to sneeze. So if I sneeze, forgive me. It's a pretty powerful mixture, standing over stirring. You don't have to stir it constantly, but you do need to keep it moving somewhat so that the sugar and the salt do dissolve. Notice again, you need pickling cucumbers. If you buy regular cucumbers, oftentimes they will be too big, too bitter, way too many seeds. If they have many seeds and the seeds are large, if you notice on this one, the seeds are not large. If the seeds are large, they'll actually fall out. Then you have a hole in the pickle, and the center part of the pickle, the inside, gets soft. All right, my mixture has come to right at the beginning of a boil. It's about to choke me again. So all you have to do is just simply, now some people will tell you to strain this mixture at this point, and you can, because you do get a lot of pickling spice and funny stuff on the cucumbers. But you don't have to strain. If you strain it, you don't get the full effect of the spices and all in the pickles, is my opinion. So I dump them over. I just dump them over. And you're just going to stir them around, and they're going to look kind of funny. They truly are. Because you're going to see all of the spices and the bay leaf just kind of hanging out in there. Now, basically these are done, but you don't want to eat them now. First of all, you let it cool completely before you put it in the refrigerator. Then you're going to cover it, and if you have a lid on for your bowl, you can cover it with a lid, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cover it now because this is still too hot. But you cover it, or you can use plastic wrap, and you let it sit for several hours, at least 24. You can do more. If you put it in the refrigerator and let it chill. The longer it chills, the more pickle-like it becomes, the more flavorful it becomes. However, if you don't like strong flavors, you may not want to let it set that long. I'll fish out the cucumbers and wipe them off, because you will see you're going to have all kinds of pickling spice on them. Wipe them off, or you could even rinse them, but again, you're rinsing away some of the flavor. I strain the pickling liquid, and then after that, I put them in a jar. And usually they'll fit in a pint jar, or there might be a few more than you need in a pint jar. You can keep them in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. But if you have pickle eaters in your house, you won't need to put them in the jar. They'll eat them rather quickly. So that's it for quick pickles. Join us the next time when we do another fun recipe.